All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Base Dad. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor and hit the like and the subscribe button. That way you can be notified whenever I drop new content. What we have here, got a package. All right, guys, as I open this package, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what's inside. I ordered some bus bars from Jim's Machineworxs, and these are for a battery I'm building for my test bench. I was looking online at Jim's bus bars as well as Il Customs and Coventry. I contacted Jim through Facebook, and this is what made me decide to use him. I didn't tell him that I did any kind of YouTubing or anything like that. I just told him what I needed, and he was amazingly accommodating. He let me know that the batteries that I currently had probably wouldn't work for the application I wanted to use them in. He showed me where to get the ones that I wanted, as well as even gave me a coupon code that saved me hundreds of dollars. Then he figured out who I was, not by me telling him. Not that I'm anybody, but he just knew that he had seen some of my content and gave me the bus bars that I was wanting. So I was so excited about that, I came back and bought more for the C-Max bank that I have sitting on the table here. All right, now that we got the bus bars straightened out, I need to unpack the batteries. I got the batteries from BMS Battery. And like I said, Jim from Jim's Machineworxs actually gave me a code that let me save a little bit of money on these. So I appreciate that. We need to arrange these cells in a certain way because we're going to be doing a 6S4P configuration. That means 6 in series, 4 parallel. Now, guys, if you're not comfortable with electricity, then this may not be for you. But this is easy. It's not hard. You don't need to pay anybody to build you one. Just remember, all batteries are dangerous. They all contain electricity and they all can go wrong if you're not careful. So again, if that's not something you're comfortable with, then maybe it would be a good idea to pay somebody. But I feel confident that almost anyone can do this. Now let's take a closer look at these bus bars. As you can see, they've got laser etched in them the Jim's Machineworxs logo. And I apologize because I forgot to turn the ceiling fan off. All right, but these bus bars look great. And these are the ones for the C-Max. They all come with all the screws, all the nuts, all the bolts, everything you need. Let's look at these cells. These are 10 amp hour Scib cells. They're 10 amp hour LTO cells. It takes 24 of them to make a 40 amp hour bank. These are set up right, and this is where you want to have them. So you want to have positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. So this is a 6 S4P. That is because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, 4 in each one. And that's your 4P, 4 parallel. So 4 parallel, 6 series. That's what 6S means. So we're gonna go ahead and put the bus bars on. Now you can do this one this way if you want. It's completely up to you. If you have it like that, I don't like that because it kind of hangs over. You see there, it kind of hangs over. So it's not really my favorite way to have that. I'm gonna do these like this, with them the other way. So out for a second. Yeah, so I'm gonna do them like this. Should be fine. That way they're over the actual cell and not hanging out over the edge. All right, I've seen last night or today I went through YouTube and Facebook and a lot of places. And actually, I was really surprised about the amount of videos about these particular cells and how to build car audio banks. There really was only like a couple, and most of them were around the 20 amp hour cells or the 2.9s. Not a lot for the 10s. And it seems that people think that the 2.9s are the best of them all. Those are some really big banks, though. To build a 40 amp hour bank of 2.9s would be really, and when I say 2.9, I mean 2.9 amp hour. That these cells come in 2.9 amp hour. They come in 10, which are these, and they come in 20 amp hour. Now, for some reason, the 20 amp hours don't have the same C rating as the 10 and the 2.9. But I've seen some people say that the 2.9s, what I read, I don't know, so don't go, oh, Base Dad spreading, this information or anything. I don't know. I'm going to tell you what I read. You can tell me if you have any experience with this or not, and I'll do some testing in the future to find out if it's true or not. But I read that someone said that the 75C rating for the 10 amp hour ones was a burst rating, and for the 2.9s it was a continuous rating. I didn't see anything like that led me to that conclusion, as far as I could tell, from the manufacturer and from I don't know the name, how to pronounce it, like Sirko or whatever. They seem to be, the 10 and the 2.9 seem to be the same. There is a lot more 2.9 cells available than 10 amp hour cells. Matter of fact, I bought the bulk of what they had left at the time. So hopefully they'll get more. I've talked to somebody in China who says, that the 10 amp hours may not be around long. So I don't know how true that is. All right, but let's get back to what we're here for, and that's to see how these GEMS Machineworks bus bars do on these cells and how these cells do. Pretty much, there's not a lot to the bus bars. So far, I think they're great. The only little tiny itty bitty complaint I would have is that there's no diagram to know which way you should lay the cells out, because for each amp hours, it looks like they're laid out differently. But at the same time, I could also say that you probably shouldn't be buying stuff like this if you're not real sure on how to do it, or don't have the capability to figure it out. It only took me maybe a few minutes to figure it out, and trust me, I am not the smartest guy on earth or anything, and I'm sure none of you thought that I was, but it didn't take but just a few to figure it out. And it may be that they don't want to maybe a liability thing. I don't know. And if it is, then that's perfectly fine. I take it back. But if it's possible, I would like to see maybe just nothing other than just a picture, maybe, of a completed bank, right? But this video will be out there. Hopefully people will look at it when they go to build this particular bank, if 10 amp hour versions are available. So anyway, let's get on with this. So remember, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Just same way, 6 times. All right, I'll put this one on now. Be careful doing this, because you still have to screw nuts on after, and you don't want to mess up your threads. Okay, these do have a laser etching in it. It says GEMS Machineworks. If you want them all to face the same way, then you may want to be just aware of that as you're putting these on, so that they end up facing the same way. Some people won't care. Some people will care a lot. I will end up caring, so I'm gonna make sure they're facing the same way. Some of the couple of other videos I did see, some of them had spacers in between them. These didn't come with spacers, so I'm guessing they don't need them. But there is kind of a little space in between each block of cells. But it didn't come with them, so I'm assuming it doesn't need them. And I didn't see any on the website when you're looking to order it, so it didn't show any in the picture either. So maybe something you have to order yourself. I don't know. I don't really see why you need it. So what I was trying to say earlier, I lost my train of thought, was these, what I've read is also that these don't need compression, just containment, which some prismatic cells, and prismatic cells are any cell that's square with 2 terminals on top, kind of like this one. I'll tell you the story behind this one in just a little bit. But those are called prismatic cells, and some do need compression, or they'll expand or swell. if they don't, and some just need containment. So just to, be in something. And we're going to make a containment box for this when we're done building it. Some people will make it ahead of time, and that's perfectly fine. I prefer to do it after. That way I have the exact bank, because I don't do this every day and I don't know the exact measurements. So I'd rather build the bank first. But as far as I know, these just need containment. All right. Keep in mind, though, it's up to you to figure out what you need to do for your setup. The bus bars come with the nuts for them, and you can start these with a drill, or you can put them on by hand. I prefer to actually kind of start them by hand. That way I'm sure that I don't, strip them or anything like that, or I don't ding up the threads. So. So you saw me just now in super fast motion and time lapse. Go ahead and get these on here, but they're not tight. Now, there's a couple different ways you could do this. You could, if you have a box that you're going to put in, you could do that, or you could just take a straight edge or something and put it against the side. Because what you want to do is line all these up so they're straight. See, because they still kind of wobble. They're, they flex. I'm not going to do any of that. What I'm going to do is just lay it down on its side, and that should keep it pretty straight while I tighten it. So do that right now. That'll probably be it for this video. We'll have another video where I build the box or whatever. This is going to go on my test bench. I don't know exactly how much pressure or how much torque these nuts and studs can take. I got my drill on 5. I feel like it's plenty tight at 5. You got to use your own discretion on that one. Whatever you think will work. But if you don't know, 5 may be a good place for you too. I know you guys can't see these. Tight enough to hold it still. Flip it back over. But you can see them. Definitely want to make sure that you get all of these tight. If they're loose, it could cause an unstable connection. So just go through, make sure you got them all. All right, so we got that part down. Now, I may have said this already, I don't know, but the way that I decided to do the ends here, I've seen some people kind of turn the other way, so the terminals are facing out. That causes it to hang over the side of the battery, and I didn't really like that, so I went with this one. This way, you've got 4 ring terminal deals here that you can use. So you gotta have something going in, something going out. So do 2 in, 2 out if you want. You don't have to use zero gauge. You can use whatever you think you need to use in your vehicle. You see we got these little holes on top here. Those are for, I'm assuming they're for the balancer. And I don't have the balancer yet. I'm going to use. So I will have a link to one in the description if you want to use a balancer. You don't have to. It really is up to you. I'm not going to really go into why you would or why you wouldn't on this episode. That you don't have to use one. It's up to you. But I'll put a link for the one there's one, I'll put a link for two. There's one cheap one that I like and one expensive one I like. Some of them are Bluetooth capable. I like that a lot because you can, check on your battery and stuff like that, check on your voltage. And some of them do more stuff than others do. So you shouldn't need one on both sides. I guess they just put them there for you to, pick whichever one you want to use or whatever. So I'm just going to do top ones for right now. You may move them around later. You'll have one that goes to your ground, and then six that go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, six that go there. So if I get to do it the way I want to, this will go in a wooden box. A wooden box should be just fine. And then I'm going to see about getting like an acrylic top. I'm always worried with these batteries about something falling on top of it. If you have something metal like a wrench or something that's fall down there, it cause it to short, which would be a crazy amount of power. So you don't want to do that. It could tear up your cells and definitely hurt you or whatever. Now, I want to say this, guys. Electricity is dangerous. All batteries are dangerous given the right circumstances, okay? I know a lot of times you'll hear that this battery is more dangerous than another battery or something or other or whatever. Some may have more volatile problems after, something malfunctions, but all batteries are full of electricity, and these are very powerful batteries. If you're not comfortable working with this kind of stuff, then just don't. All right. This video is just a kind of a guide on how to build one. When I was looking myself how to build one, I didn't really see anybody that had one. There was really not many at all for any Scibs. There's a couple for 2.9, I think it's 2.9 amp hours, and there was one 30 amp hour bank that somebody built, and maybe a couple others, but it was very, very slim pickings for videos on how to put these together. They're really simple, as you can see, but if you've never done this before and you're trying to get into it, you may want something to kind of help guide you through it. Like I said, though, you need to do your own due diligence and decide what you need to do in your own vehicle. All right. Some people are going to be able to do a lot more than others because they're comfortable with that. So if you're not comfortable building your own battery, or this isn't, it feels complicated to you, there's a lot of people who actually will build these for you on Facebook. I'm even thinking about getting into it. Just if somebody wants to buy one of these banks, let me know if you want to pay somebody to build it, and I'll see if I can do it for you. For now, I need to start bringing in some cash, but I'd be happy to do that. But there's also other people. There's other people that do it, and there's some companies that sell batteries that are already built. Of course, you're going to pay a lot more if you buy a pre-built battery. Probably still be cheaper than like some of the companies like Ioxis or I don't know who else builds real, makes big ass batteries. I'm going blank right now. I don't know who, but I know Ioxis, I guess, is probably the biggest people. But they charge a lot for their batteries too. They're very expensive. And matter of fact, now that I think about it, all lithium batteries I've ever seen, even like the LiFePO 4 solar batteries, are stupid expensive, especially compared to these. A setup like this will cost you right around I'll say about $700 for the cells, and then about 160 bucks for the bus bars. All right. Gems to me look the best. They're the best ones I found. And again, I may be a little biased because after I talked to him, I really liked the guy, and he was really helpful. I don't know, it's not really biased. I just enjoyed the transaction, and that's not that often that happens these days, that I actually enjoy doing business with somebody. So I really enjoyed talking to Jim and listening to him, and he's really knowledgeable. He helped me decide what I wanted to do. And I don't consider myself not knowledgeable. I've been looking at these cells for a long time. I've been trying to learn everything I can lithium for the last year. So definitely not a noob, but he's just got years of experience, and it shows. So I appreciate his help. I appreciate him giving up these bus bars for this video. We appreciate him. There's a link in the description to be able to get these, and there's a link to where to get the batteries at. I'm working on trying to get a coupon code for the cells. If we get them, I'll add it. And then, like I said, in one of the future videos, we'll show, building the box and everything, and us hooking it up to the test bench to see if it makes a lot of difference. I've tried a lot of different batteries. I've tried some LifeBoat 4 batteries. I've tried lithium-ion, and all of them are good until about 6 to 8,000 watts, and then they start to fall off. This is supposed to be able to handle it. So we'll work with this. We're going to build that CMAX bank next, and then we're going to try to figure out what we're going to do with these guys. All right. These may be perfectly fine, or they may be a little on the cheap side, but we'll see. They definitely don't test like these ones from Sirko. So that does bother me. They're supposed to be 2.3. They're only a 2, but they might just need to be balanced and charged. So we'll see. Guys, thanks so much for watching Base Dad. If you can, hit the like button if this video helped you any, or you liked any of it. If you didn't like it and there's something wrong with it, comment, let me know. And if you did like it, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you can be notified anytime I drop new content. We got some great amp dials coming up, guys. We got more battery stuff, and we actually have some actual build stuff coming up too. So, like I always say, you can watch more of my videos right now on YouTube.